48 back in 2014. There's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? From the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Well, these 2 teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they're looking for another win here at MetLife Stadium to take the season series 2-zip. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up second down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Don't make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Jets will take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play. Not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury and having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On 3rd down, Walls. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first. Up the middle they go. Walls, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Looking to pass. Tua. That is caught at the 7th. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Sanders on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returned. Back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hall. Uses the stiff arm.
Taken down at the 42.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
22. 50-50.
Stafford now to throw.
Oh, he's going up top for Wilson.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 51 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Stafford. Complete. It's Henry.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here will be caught by Wilson.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hall want to give up the middle.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Breece Hall, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets get a bit closer. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Play action. Now it's Tua. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
Watch out now, 52.
Now a handoff up the middle. Walls. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On play action, here's Tua. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On second down, Walls. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets 17. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On third down, Walls. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. On first down, Walls looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, Walls. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. The kick by Sanders is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go. than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on third down, Stafford.
There's Hall bringing in another one. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Straight ahead is Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hall again on second down. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On third down, here's Hall. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good.
On first down, it's Stafford.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
80 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
On the draw, it's Hall.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They snap it to Stafford. And this is caught. He hits more.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
They'll give to Hall.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Stafford.
Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
They'll look to run with Hall.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Jets are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
He completes it to Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And the Dolphins are going to recover. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ready.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Hill.
Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Here's Tua. His throw incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Set, go.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And a throw right sideline is complete. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start.
Hey, close deal.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
Right, 97. Right, 38.
On 2nd and goal, Tua. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
That's going to be caught by Waddle. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Jets are going to get the football back. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to look deep for more. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Caught. It's Wilson. Yeah, this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
And this returnable for Hill.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
53 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Walls. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
ball again. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
That's good.
Give to Holt. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. There he goes left side. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull out.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
It reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
On second down now, Walls. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the...
He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On second down, Walls. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jetsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
3 quarters in the books. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Now it's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Here's Stafford. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
A gain of 15 yards.
To the air again, Stafford. Open man here, the tight end Henry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 26-yard line. They'll get it inside the 20. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Hall again. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try to run with Hall. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Throwing is Stafford. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore from 4 yards out. And the Jets are able to cut into that deficit. So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. And this is going to be intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes, it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Walls. And he's got room. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, that's a good-looking rookie right there. I love how he let the play set up and then showed that explosiveness that I saw on tape in college. Remember I showed you the clip of what he was doing and setting up blocks, and then he would just go? We saw it on that play right there. That one was fun to watch.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Tua going to throw. And this one complete to Will Fuller.
He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hall again on 2nd down. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Stafford. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
A handoff for Hall.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
234 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Ball again on second down.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Open man, the tight end Henry. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Here's a give to Hall.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And the Dolphins are going to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Down.
Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here.
Ready?
Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Let's go now. Field, black.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill.
And the Jets come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both